All right, let's go ahead and have a quick oral recitation with this. Ella, can you hear me, Ella?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there. Um, for your question, can you tell me what are the verification questions that you are going to ask for customers who are calling about incomplete delivery? Verification questions.
Asked for the first and last name, order number,
Anything else?
and how many is the items that is still missing.
Sorry if I got you confused. Okay. The only questions that you're going to ask are the first two questions that you just asked me. Okay. Now, that third question that you gave me will fall under probing. Okay. All right. Now, let me just ask, Mary Chris. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the verification questions that you are going to ask for customers who's going to be checking the balance in their account?
The name, the name and the first and last name, the account number.
Okay, there. Okay, there are only two questions that you're going to ask for verification question. I mean, for verification. All right. I want you guys to take note of this, okay? Because most of you in here are anticipating that the customer is already going to make a payment from the time that they're going to be asking the balance in their account. All right. Don't initiate on giving the customer an idea that they're really going to be taking a payment unless they tell you that they're going to be making a payment. All right. But you can proactively offer that you can process the payment, but don't do that on the first part of the call, especially on the paraphrasing part. You might be saying, I understand that you're calling us today because you wanted to make a payment. All right. That is where comprehension comes in. I want you guys to make sure that you are understanding what's happening inside a call. All right. Now let's go ahead and move to the other scenarios that we have here. What are the verification questions that you are going to ask for the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday? Karina, tell me, what are the verification questions that you are going to ask for the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday? You're on mute, Karina.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's my question. What are the verification questions that you're going to ask for the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday?
What scenario, sir?
For the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday, there are only two scenarios that we discussed yesterday. What are the verification questions that you're going to be asking for those two?
Safety account.
Okay, thank you. Just in case that someone answers that, kindly write it down, Karina. Okay, Sharina, tell us what are the verification questions that you're going to ask. Sharina, sorry.
Um, yes, sir. It's the first and last name, sir.
All right. So there'll be no other verification questions for for the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday. Joe, can you tell us what are the two scenarios that we discussed yesterday?
Um, the answer account creation, sir. Facebook account creation and the incomplete delivery.
Incomplete
That's it.
delivery, really?
Yes.
Hmm,
Yes, sir.
I think not.
Sir.
I discussed the incomplete delivery during the first day. Emmeline, go ahead, please.
So thus the two scenarios we have discussed yesterday are the scenario 4, which is creating your Facebook account, and the fifth one is the remote control is not working.
Very good. The remote control is not working, and also they're going to be creating a Facebook account. Now, with these two scenarios that we have in here, the only verification question that you're going to ask is their first and last name. Okay. Now, make sure that in all verification questions, right after you ask for the customer's first and last name, you're going to be asking the follow-up question, which is Melanie. That's not moving. Beth.
Um,
What is
you're going
what
to
is
ask the customer
your choppy?
if it
The line
is
is breaking in and out. Yes. Anyway, Beth, I'll just get back to you. Bam, can you tell us what is that follow-up question right after you ask for the customer's first and last name?
Ask to them is it if it's okay to ask to them to call them by their first.
Very good. Is it okay to call you by your first name? Never anticipate that the customer wanted to be called by their first name unless you ask permission first, okay? And then right after the customer agrees, you say thank you. Okay, these are
Okay.
small things that we thought that it's okay for them, okay? But again, we need to be sounding professional all the time. So, I mean, we need to make sure that we're actually saying these words, okay? Because here in the Philippines, it's okay not to say thank you, all right? Sometimes we just do nodding or thumbs up, and it's okay, all right? But then again, we cannot do that over the phone. So we need to make sure that all responses are accurate. Okay, now we will be proceeding with the sixth scenario that we're going to be using for our mock calls. This is our customer service mock calls. This is basically okay. Just to set everyone's expectations, this is the what do you call this? This is the longest call that you're going to be having. Okay. All right. I want everyone to please grab a pen and a paper. Make sure that you guys are writing this down so that on Monday during our practice, everyone will be aligned. Okay. Good. Next scenario, customer is going to call because they wanted to send money to their family in the Philippines. Okay? So given the anticipation that while I'm doing the mock call, all right, I will be in the US and I will be sending money to my family in the Philippines. All right, now let's go ahead and do this in uniform, guys. Okay, number one, verification questions that you're going to ask is that first and last name. Just ask for the customer's first and last name. That will do. Now, what do you think are the what do you think are the probing questions that can be appropriate with that scenario? Hi, I'm calling in today because I wanted to send money to my family in the Philippines. Who can answer that? Probing questions. Yes, Bam.
Maybe how much are they going to send?
Very good. Okay, how much is the amount that you're going to be sending to your family in the Philippines? Okay, now I want everyone to please take note of this. Guys, kindly open your camera. I don't want you to feel alone. I want to see you working. Thank you. Okay, another thing is, kindly take note of this. Okay, let's just make this uniform, guys. We're going to anticipate that $1 is equivalent to 50 pesos. Okay. I know the current exchange rate nowadays is like a little bit lower than 50 pesos, but let's just go ahead and use 50 pesos for that one. Okay, let's do the math here. This is the time that you are going to be using your calculators. Okay, for example, I know there are a lot of you in here is very good at math. Okay, for example, the customer said, my family needs 85,000 pesos in the Philippines. So how much would it be in dollars? $85,000 pesos. How much would that be in dollars? Wants to answer that? Mathematicians. Come on. Lara.
85.
85,000 pesos. How
$17,
much would that be in
sir.
dollars? Sorry?
$17.
$17. Missing
85,000.
digits. Sorry?
Sir,
Yes. Hera.
8,500, sir.
Wrong. Again,
Sir.
$1. Sorry, $1 is equivalent to 50 pesos. Okay, who wants to answer that this time?
Sir? 1,700, sir.
Very good, Melanie. Okay, that's $1,700. Okay, let's go ahead and have a practice again. What if the customer needs to send 25,000 pesos? How much would that be in dollars? 25,000 pesos. Yes,
It's
Rhoda.
521, sir.
Sorry?
521.
521? Where did you get that 21?
500 only, sir.
Okay.
$500.
You did the math by doing this. We know how to do this, guys. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, yeah. All right, that's $500, guys. $500 is equivalent to 25,000 pesos, okay? Again, we're going to be making this uniform regardless of how much is the current exchange rate. We're going to be using 50 pesos is equivalent to $1, okay? What about this? Let's go ahead and make a reverse. The customer said, I have $700 in here, and I wanted to send that to my family in the Philippines. How much would that be? How much is the amount that they're going to be receiving? I have $700.
35,000.
Sir?
Yes.
35,000, sir.
Yeah, very good. That's 35,000 pesos. Okay. Don't forget the currency name. Okay. It can be dollars. It can be pesos. Thank you. All right. So I guess everyone's good with that. Okay. Now, after you mentioned the amount that the customer is going to be sending to their family in the Philippines, just in case that will be, that will be coming out in reverse direction, customer is going to be asking the equivalent of that specific amount, or the customer will be asking how much is the specific amount that they're going to be sending. Advise the customer that aside from the amount that they're going to be sending, there is a $5 transaction fee. Kindly write it down. That's additional $5 transaction fee. So if the customer will be sending $700, 35,000 pesos to their family in the Philippines, how much is the total amount that they're going to be sending in dollars, including the transaction fee? Yes, anyone? Joanna May. Oh, you're rich. You have AC in the house.
No,
Sir.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, pardon the question, please.
Okay, my question is, if the customer will be sending 35,000 pesos to their family in the Philippines, how much would that be in dollars, including the transaction fee?
Wait lang.
5 pesos. Oh, you left. Oops. Don't leave me. Just like my partner, I was just asking, what is your answer? And then he left. Don't do that to me this time, please.
$700, sir.
$700? Really? Including the transaction fee?
Sir. 705.
Thank you, Bam. Okay. All right. So that's $705. That includes the transaction fee. $700 is 35,000 pesos, but there is an additional $5 transaction fee. Kindly write that down, Joanne. Okay, so that you're not going to be forgetting that. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Now, if the customer agrees with the amount that they're going to be taking out from their card to make a payment over the phone, you are now going to be asking for the sender and also the receiver's details. Start with the sender's name. If the customer said, it's under my name, You need to make sure that you are repeating the customer's name on the recording. Oh, it's under my name. Thank you so much. It'll be John Smith. Is that correct? Yes. That's how you do it. Information number 2, you need to ask for this for the sender's physical address. And number 3, you need to ask for the sender's contact number, a number that they can be called anytime. If you were able to gather all this information, you need to go straight through directly to the receiver's information. The same thing, receiver's first and last name.
Sir,
Yes.
can you please repeat what is the second question, please?
The second question, it's the physical address of the sender.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. All right. Now we're done with the fourth question, right? For the sender's name, first and last name. Fifth question, the the receiver's physical address. And lastly, the receiver's contact number. Are we good? Everyone was able to get that?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
I'll repeat that for you guys. Okay, I'll repeat that for you. Right after the customer already agreed with the amount that will be taken out from their card, you need to be asking 6 important information. Number 1, sender's name. Number 2, sender's physical address. Number 3, sender's contact number. Number 4, receiver's name. Number 5, receiver's physical address. And number 6, receiver's contact number. Thank you. Okay. Now, if the customer is already done giving out this information, tell the customer, all right, sir, we are now about to process the payment. What type of card are you going to use? You know how to process the payment, right? And you know what are the questions that will be asked in order. Can you tell me all the easy questions that can be asked in order? Genevieve. 5 important information about the card. I already gave the first one, type of card. What's the next one? Genevieve, you're on mute. Genevieve, can you hear me? There you go.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Genevieve.
Good morning, sir.
Have you taken your breakfast, Genevieve? Okay, just go on, please.
Not yet, sir.
Oh my God.
I think, sir, the...
You think you're not sure?
What kind of...
You think?
Yes, sir.
Come on, give me the 5 important information that you are going to be asking for the card details before you process the payment.
The name holder or the card holder, sir.
No. It should be in order, right? It should be in order. There. Genevieve, Joe wants to help you. Joe, go ahead. Far away.
The first one, sir, is the type of card. The second one is card number. The third one is the name. And the fourth one is the expiration date. And lastly, the security pin.
Very good. Let's go ahead and try to digest all this information. All right. What is the indication that you are going to tell your customer for the card number? Joe. As if I'm the customer, what's a card number? This is the first time that I'm going to be using my credit card.
The card number, sir, is the 16 digits on the front of the card.
Very good, thank you. All right. So, what if the customer said, the name printed on the card, it's my name. What are you going to tell the customer?
It's my name.
Oh, it's under my name. The card's under my name. That's why I'm sending this money.
Uh, uh, it's under my name.
Yeah, it's under my name.
Sorry, sir. Need backup.
Mm-hmm. All right, Joanne Militante, go ahead and help Joe.
Can you please try to tell me the name under the card?
It's my name. It's under my name. Then what are you going to tell the customer?
May I know what's your name?
Sir.
Yes, Joe. Joe. Jose. Bam. Sorry.
Sir, repeat the
Am I on the speaker mode?
repeat the name of the sender and ask if it is correct.
Okay, very good. What if the customer said, no, I'm using someone else's card? This is my girlfriend's card. The customer gave a different name on the card.
Sir?
Yes. Yes, Chris.
You should ask first the customer if there is an authorization of the owner of this card.
Very good. Do you have an authorization to make that payment using that card? You need to ask the customer. Now, if the customer said yes, okay, so just go ahead and process that. It's just important that they need to mention that during the recording that they have the authorization to use that card for payment. Okay. Next information is, what is that again? What will be the next information? Joanne?
Expiration date, sir?
Yes, the expiration date of the card, okay? You say the expiration date of the card. Joanne, you had a doppelganger. Anyway, let's not forget. Okay, there. Expiration date of the card. What are the information that they will see on the card? Marjorie.
The month and the year, sir.
Very good. It's only the month and the year, okay? Now let's move on. Marjorie, what is the last question that you're going to ask for the customer for the card details?
May I know the security pin? It's
very
the
good. The
last
security
three
pin
digits at the back of the card. Sorry.
Sorry for interrupting. Please proceed. Go ahead.
It's the last 3 digits at the back of the card.
Very good. That's the last 3 digits at the back of the card. That is your security pin. All right. Now, if you were able to gather all these important information coming from the customer, tell the customer, is it okay if I'm going to place your call and hold for a minute or two? I'll just go ahead and process that payment. Okay. Now, once you go back, advise the customer, thank you so much for patiently staying on the line. I successfully have processed that payment. And I want you to please grab a pen and a paper handy. I'll give you the confirmation number and the reference number. Information number 1, confirmation number serves the receipt for the payment that they have made over the phone. And the reference number is the code that you are going to be giving to the receiver for them to claim the money. So this time you're going to be giving me 2 sets of codes. First, confirmation number, and second will be the reference number. After the customer was able to get all the important information, give them the reminders for the sender, for the receiver. Please advise, okay, reminder number one, sorry. Reminder number one, please advise the sender to bring a valid ID together with the reference number for them to claim the money. Reminder number two, if the receiver is not available to claim the money, make sure that there is someone 18 years of age and above who will be representing her or them, together with an authorization letter coming from the receiver and a valid ID. Everyone was able to get that? Give me a thumbs up,
Sir,
guys.
No, sir. It's
can
very
you please
fast.
repeat that?
No, sir. Can you
No,
repeat
sir.
again?
Which one? Which one would you want me to
Very
prove? All the reminders?
Yes, all the reminders, sir.
Okay. Okay, reminder number one. Reminder number one. Tell the customer to please bring a valid ID together with the reference number for them to claim the money. Reminder number two. If the receiver won't be available to claim the money, make sure that there is someone 18 years of age and above who's going to be representing on their behalf, together with an authorization number coming from the receiver and a valid ID. Everyone's now good with that, right? Thumbs up, please, if that is okay. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you already got the confirmation coming from the customer, go ahead and do the confirmation. Was I able to address all of your concerns for today? Next, is there anything else I can help you with? Did you just say no, Bam?
Our dog's barking, sir. I told him to stop.
Okay. Wow, the dog is EOP. No. Okay. All right. Now, after the, offering additional assistance, you do the recap. Guys, make sure that on the recap, important information will be mentioned. Okay. Like, just to give you a quick recap, we called this today because you wanted to send money to your family in the Philippines, and the amount is $700 plus the transaction fee. And this was successfully been processed using your card with the confirmation number. You need to mention the confirmation number and also the reference number. Please mention the reference number. That's it. Okay. Do you have any questions with that scenario? Come on. Questions with that scenario? Silence means yes. Everyone has their own
Sir?
question. Yes, Melanie,
Sir?
go ahead.
In when we going to ask the type of card, sir, we need also to ask the expiration date and the security pin, sir.
Yes, of course. These are included to the card details that you're going to ask. You're not able to capture that earlier, I guess. But
Yes,
yes,
sir.
5 information should be asked. Type of card, card number, name printed on the card, expiration date, and the security pin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, the reminder, is it under the proving question or resolution?
That's under resolution. Right after you process the payment. Right
Thank
after
you.
you gave them the reference number.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me,
Mhm.
sir.
Yes.
Please repeat the recap, sir, because I didn't get it.
The recap? Okay, sure.
Yes.
Just to give you a quick recap, you called us today because you wanted to send money to your family in the Philippines. And the amount is $700. All right. This was successfully been processed using your credit card with the confirmation number 12345 and the reference number 678910. That's it. Okay, you need to mention the important details, the amount that was sent, the confirmation number, and the reference number. Are we good? Is that all right, Joanne? Were you able to get that, Joanne? There's a twin sister again.
I'm so sorry for that, sir. My Gmail app keeps logging off.
Okay, one more time. Do that for him, Bam. Come on. Bam, do that for her. Sorry. Can you say the recap, please?
The recap, sir.
Yes.
Oh, all right, sir. I'll try. Alright. Just a quick recap. You called in today because you wanted to send money to your family in the Philippines, and it is $700. $700. And together, we process information, and
We processed that using a credit card.
you processed it using a credit card. Uh, yeah, makes sense.
With the confirmation number.
The confirmation number 12345 and the reference number 6789.
Very good. Okay, guys. But during the calls, make sure that you're going to be giving me unique codes. Okay, don't give me 12345, please. Okay, or 67890. Please don't give me that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, very good. I guess Joanne was able to get that now. Do you have any questions so far with that scenario? Any other questions? Come on, Emmeline, you have a question? No? Good. All right. What about you, Ella? You have a question? I guess she's not there. Sharina, you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you okay? You look so pale.
Yes. I'm not okay, sir.
Yeah. I hope you'll be okay on Monday.
Yes, sir. I hope so too.
Yeah, me too. Fingers crossed.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, sure, Marjorie, go ahead.
When you are asking for the senders and receivers details, including their physical address and their contact number, does it fall under the probing questions or the verification process?
That falls under resolution because the customer already agreed to send a payment, and that's the time they are going to be asking these details.
Also, there
Okay.
won't be any probing questions anymore, sir?
Probing questions: how much is the amount that you're going to be sending?
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
And then right after that, mention how much is the current exchange rate to the customer. That still falls under the probing scenario. Okay. And if the customer agrees, that's the time they are going to place the customer on hold and get the details. Are we good, Marjorie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll repeat. Okay. For probing, okay. How much is the amount that you're going to be sending to your family in the Philippines? Okay, the amount that I'm going to be sending to my family in the Philippines is $700. Thank you so much. Okay, so that'll be an equivalent of $35. 35 pesos. And the total amount that you're going to be paying is $705 because there is a $5 transaction fee. The customer agrees. Thank you so much for that. All right. Is it okay if I'm going to place your call for a minute or two? I'll just go ahead and have my system ready here for you to do the transaction. Yes, please go ahead. Thank you so much for patiently staying on the line. All right. I am now ready to get the details of the sender and also the receiver. 6 questions that I mentioned earlier. And if the customer agrees, thank you so much for all this information. We are now going to proceed with a payment. What type of card are you going to use? And so on.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Thank you
Marjorie?
so much.
Sure. Any other questions? Yes,
Sir,
Melanie.
in short, sir, in a verification, sir. We just only ask the
Yes, the
name.
first and last name.
Only ask the
Yes,
name.
first and last name because anyone can
Thank
call
you,
to
sir.
send money.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any other questions that you wanted to raise, guys? Okay, since that there is no questions that will be asked, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to create your scripts, and we will be doing a short mock call. Okay, after 10 minutes. All right, go ahead, guys. I'll be back after 10 minutes.
15 minutes.
Sorry, 15 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. No,
20.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to give you 15 minutes, and then I'll be back to do the mock call. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.